things. You used to love going to places. You don't even do that. You loved fishing. You loved being outdoors. You don't do shit like that anymore. Like, what the hell is going on with you? You're just sitting at home, fucking getting yelled at by this woman who's clearly deranged, and you're doing drugs. You never did in your life. Now you're sitting there fucking taking cocaine.
I don't know why, I listened to Brad's submission, and I don't know. And there have been some rumors, emphasis on rumors, that there are people in his life telling him the same thing, to get rid of that woman he's been with for over a decade, that she's draining him, and she's not healthy on their relationship. And a lot of fans, including myself, have noticed since around 2019, which is around the time he went public with her, claims they had been dating since 2017, but they went public around 2019. We've noticed an obvious decline in his physical appearance. Sometimes his face looks like we don't know what to make of it. We're worried it could be something with his health. Maybe he's sickly. But it is odd that when he goes on the red carpet with this woman who's considerably taller than he is, he just emasculates him. She handles him like a bitch to the point that's how strange it is. It's very concerning for us fans. I feel, well, for people who don't know, I'm a massive Keanu Reeves fan, okay? And some of you guys don't know that a couple of years ago, I had been, oh my God, I came really close to interviewing him, and Lawrence Fishburne. I've interviewed Lawrence Fishburne before.
He's the one that do these things. I don't
Nigga babble.
Yeah, that's what he said.
My point is that I can get respect from somebody, which I don't dig up on somebody like Cornel West. I can get respect from a gangbanger like that they're better than the average man in the streets. I don't believe that. I'm a follower of Christ. Christ dealt with the sinners, the publicans, the ones that were sick. He dealt with everybody. He didn't distinguish himself and look down on people.
So is a degree an accomplishment? Is a degree an accomplishment or not?
It can be an accomplishment, but it's not a status to look on.
I'm just asking you, is it an accomplishment? Is it something significant to accomplish? Yes or no?
It can be an accomplishment. It's like,
all right, so what's the pushback then?
Not that it is.
It's a yes or no. Either a degree, a college degree is an accomplishment, or it's not an accomplishment. Which one is it?
It's an accomplishment, but also.
Then why would we talk down on it, demean it in any way?
No, because he's doing that. He thinks that somebody that has a college I mean, that's what I'm saying. You don't look down on people based on their status. You really, what you think they like.
Do you know that Malcolm X was actually a gifted child? He was actually a brilliant student, even in elementary school.
Like, don't take that away. Like he not having the degree, brother. Don't take.
No, yeah, but I'm saying it's like, it's either you're smart or you're not. I know plenty of people who don't have degrees who are actually fucking brilliant. And I don't think that was the intention. He was fucking clowning. That's why he said what he said. I don't think, yeah.
But this is my thing, right? Even if you're not college educated, intelligence articulates in a certain way.
Yep.
It doesn't mean that you have to use big words and just sound like you read a dictionary every other sentence. However, there's a certain logical pattern it follows. There's a certain vocabulary I would think one has, at least, that minimum. And from what I heard as I can't even make myself say it in the way you said it. Like, and then it's somebody being a lead. When I'm just being dramatically sound.
Let me get in here real quick. Let me get in here real quick. No. Because this. No, motherfucker, that's why I'm talking right now. Because you were doing the very thing that Ben gets agitated with. Gemini was talking, and you're the one that kept trying to interrupt him. And that was the point that I was getting ready to make. Just like now. That's the reason why Ben said you have no control. You are a grown man who lacks self-control. And then once he says that irritates and it agitates your spirit because you know it's true. That is what the problem is. You don't know how to keep your mouth shut.
Let me say this.
Nobody is emotional. I'm over talking you because of the fact you don't know how to listen. So, like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, because I was the person who actually started the conversation with you. Gemini decided he was just going to take over the conversation, and I allowed him. But when I saw you having the same behavior problems and actually trying to talk over him, and because he's a male and his voice powers through, I said, okay, well, I'm going to wait until he finishes, and then I'm going to insert myself. But because you disrespect women and you don't believe that women have the authority or power to be able to speak to you, you thought in effect, you cannot get or be able to speak your thoughts out. Just like how you want to be able to speak and uninterrupted, everybody else wants to do the same. But for some reason, you don't give other people the same courtesy that you demand. And that there is a problem with communication.
Who spoke to you like that, First Lady?
Nobody spoke to me like nothing. You just came in on the conversation and just want to get in. Where you been at?
I was watching the documentary.
Whatever, no you wasn't.
The jump part.
Oh, you tuned in, First Lady? Go ahead. He's just going to interrupt the conversation. Go ahead.
Oh, you can bring Elder Taraka back up. I just wanted him to say, Finity, cut it out. I just wanted to let him know that was where the whole conversation
But where you say where have I disrespected women at? Are you just because you believe I'm an Israelite, you feel like I disrespect women? Is that what is that based on?
No, I say that you feel as though you don't have to listen to women. That's what I was referring to. Because when I said, well, wait a minute, I said, 1 second. I said, no, I'm just going to finish saying this. I said, no, let me get in there. And he was like, no, I just want to. That's when I raised my voice to overpower yours and use the profanity so that you could pay attention. That's what happened.
I feel like I don't have to listen to women. Why would you even say that? What it counts is make.
I told you just right now.
He just said it, bro.
In your behavior in this group.
But my behavior.
You didn't say that if you showed it.
But I interrupt, babe. Hold on.
Symptoms of intelligence, writing process, your logic, your analysis, that all plays a role. But your vocabulary and the way that you articulate yourself will also align with that as well, in my opinion.
I would also add that emotional intelligence means understanding the rules of the room. And the rules of the room is that there are people with little green buttons, and they are the ones who are putting in all the time to keep this going. So one of them are talking, be quiet.
Social intelligence, yes.
Like the art of discourse is definitely part of emotional intelligence.
It sounds very intelligent, make the worst decision. So once again, I'm going to say mainly intelligence comes from your decision making. You can sound brilliant, but still smoking crack. So it really doesn't matter. Your vocabulary is.
There are people who have really high IQs who are not successful because they get caught up in bad decisions. That doesn't mean they're not intelligent because they have high IQs.
And this app, the only thing I will grant him is this app has showed me there are a plethora of what I would like to call articulate idiots, right? Charismatic, articulate idiots that are able to be charismatic and articulate themselves in a way that makes stupidity sound actually semi-palatable when they're fucking retarded as fuck. I've seen that. TC is a good example. TC is a perfect. One of those
This app made me realize that I don't curse as much as I thought I did.
That should not be your takeaway, Miss Brooklyn.
The way y'all be throwing fuck and motherfucking in the sentences that they don't call for it, I just be like, I don't know if y'all just overdo the cursing or if y'all just don't know how to curse altogether and y'all
The
just throw it
judgment.
in there.
Yeah,
This is insane. So somebody asked the question, why would you want to ask a question like that? Because then you wouldn't be ready for the answer or the response.
No, I actually know that Gemini regards me as one of those. I was just trying to confirm it.
Right, but why do you need to confirm that?
I don't need to. It was just conversation.
And then why?
Hold on, let me answer.
Something negative about you.
Let me answer the question.
You don't
First lady.
believe. I understand. You weren't even going to say anything. I brought us here. When I finished
Yes, no, I'm sorry. My problem.
Go ahead. You got it.
Well, I was going to say is this. When it comes to articulate idiots, I don't think you're.
I wouldn't consider myself articulate either. It's fine.
Let me tell you the trick here. See, Manfinity, he fuels off negative energy. That's the reason why I asked him, why would he ask that question? He likes for when people say negative things about him. Then it gives him excuse to say the things that he says. I'm trying to tell you, I sat back and I've watched this guy. I have watched him for the past 2 years.
You've even been in other rooms lurking as in other rooms watching, listening to what I said. You said that's what you told me the last time.
I would not use the word lurk.
Okay, what do you want to use? What other word should we use?
It just so happens to be one particular time that I came on at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Why are you telling these people their business?
That was a lot.
That's what I was saying in my head, but I didn't go over there in the chat. I didn't say anything. I didn't, try to, bring you down or anything like that. I just was like, why is he doing this? Other than the fact that he likes it. He likes it, whatever time and attention that he receives, whether it's positive, whether it's negative. He likes it. But you also he also likes for people to say negative things. Because see, when I've heard this guy go in his bag, and when he go in his pocket, he come out with blazing fire. Like he will set some people on fire. Is this one thing that you said to somebody one day? And I don't know. I told my son, he was like, I used to say that back in high school. I was like, for real, I never heard that.
Like, listen to you.
No, let me ask you something. Hold on, listen. In 7th grade, I got in trouble for calling this girl. In 7th grade, I got in trouble for calling. I actually got suspended for calling this girl. Said, you FBI, fat, bald, and ignorant. I don't know where I got these things from, but she was bullying me. She had very short hair. She looked like a Siamese.
You put yourself in places so that you can be bullied.
I was only 12 years old. It's always been chasing me. I was sitting there. I was a nerd. I'm a nerd. I sit at the front of the bus.
You are not.
I used to wear glasses. I was not who I am today. And they would still come at me. At 12 years old, this big black girl used to come at me. I said she belonged to the FBI.
Let's be
And I ended up getting
and then wait a minute. Not all of them were smart. Some of them were part of the crew for different reasons of being a nerd. So, I know that you all are equating it directly to somebody being smart, but someone being awkward is one. But I've listened to him. He has studied. The real problem, Infinity, you tell a lot of stories, and nobody ever popped you on your fingers for telling little white lies. And I don't need you to don't take my words and make them into Brooklyn words. Let my words say what they saying. I don't need your words because the way you put things, I wouldn't put them. I wouldn't say them like that. Because I feel like sometimes the way you say it is hurtful. I'm not trying to.
I got smacked in the face at 7 years old. I went to my older sister after I just watched something on the news about abortion. I walked up to my sister at 7. I said, have you ever had an abortion? She smacked the shit out of me. Because feature of who I am. So don't love me for who I'm not.
You're doing the same thing Elder does, Brooklyn.
I can't help it.
Love me for who I am. Don't hate me for who I'm not.
When do you wake up and start making a change? Because that was a conversation in regards to emotional intelligence. Like, that is a part of emotional intelligence, knowing that there are certain questions or certain times that you shouldn't make certain comments or find a different way to ask it so it doesn't come across as offensive. But when is that emotional intelligence?
The discrepancy between what I'm saying and how it's received. A lot of times what I say is meant in jest, and even still it's being received as an insult. And I'm intending to just be funny or throw a little jab in, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
First Lady, do you think that emotional intelligence can be taught or developed?
I do believe it can be developed.
Really?
Yeah.
It can be. It's documented.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, definitely. It's a process, but in order for one to get there, they have to be able to do self-reflection and take accountability. So in this case, in this situation, he found a way, again, not to be a part of the accountability, but to say, hey, listen, you perceived what I said incorrectly, versus taking a moment to say, well, is there a different way I could have said that? So the moment that a person chooses not to be able to reflect on themselves and continuously look outward for the answer is a person that's refusing to have the awakening of emotion.
Yeah, beautifully put, First Lady. I also say that, frankly, Clubhouse is a really good place to learn how to cultivate emotional and social intelligence. I mean, how many hundreds of times, Infinity, have we said stuff that hasn't landed right or hasn't been received the way you're intending it? Well, you won't want to stop and look at yourself and see what's happening because something's going on.
It'd be funny because you're not.
I'm gonna do this right, and I'm just
It's the real way, and everybody else being nice to you.
no. Brooklyn said.
Did you just hear?
Hold on for 1 second. 1 second.
What I said was funny.
1 second, bro.
Sound the microphone.
1 second, please. 1 second, please. What's happening now is something I didn't want to happen, and I'm not going to allow to happen. Good to see you back, Brother Ben. He comes into the room and manages to center the conversation around his inadequacies or shortcomings or lack of intelligence or lack of humor, whatever the fuck. Redirect the conversation to another location.
No, I don't think you didn't take it to the location.
Michael, Brother Ben.
The topic of conversation.
No, he told me he put in the chat. He really believes he's main character energy. It's okay. It's all right.
Well,
You know,
Solution.
yeah, I mean, the demand of main character on social audio.
see, I do accept him for who he is. And I'm going to say that, everybody has their tribe that they will attract in life. I don't know that he's necessarily found it. I can listen to him and know when he's joking sometimes. But where are you, Jiminy?
You see what I'm saying? When I be quiet, the room just
I'm
falls
looking
off.
over the headline.
And then
We can take this conversation to somewhere.
This guy's crazy. Oh man, where's that Czech blue guy?
Yeah, where's the elder? Like we were having a conversation. We're literally mid-conversation with him when Infinity inserted it.
No.
Talking about me because everything she said about Elder, she said about me yesterday about the authority of women, this and that. So I thought she was referring to me. That's why I was like, you talking?
No, that's not how we derail. Y'all got short attention span. I don't have a good short-term memory, but how I recollect, you asked the question because Gemini, you were talking to Elder, and you mentioned the idiot thingy. Here, so your phone is here, sir. It's on.
No. We were talking. No, Elder was still trying to tag Brother Ben, and we were having that conversation. Then we went down the.
No.
I called TC and articulate
You
to
don't
you. I said, "Do you think I'm one too?"
Exactly.
And we went
Ask
past
you a
it, and
question.
then you took us. You made the U-turn, First Lady. Back to the question.
Yeah, so have y'all seen the backlash that the Nickians have been giving Sour for not knowing that they are the citizens of the United States? They are crashing out and they trying to rationalize it. Y'all haven't seen them. See, when I change the topic about the situation, you niggas. What I said. That I'm 666 pounds. I ain't lie about that. It's the truth.
Actually, you don't share anything personal about yourself.
Exactly. You see how that works? That's exactly what I do.
But that's what also makes you less interesting. But because I share details,
I want to be
it makes me more interesting, which is why I have main character energy.
I'm interested in real life.
Okay, I'm interested in on and off the app. Anyways, but yeah, First Lady, you took us back to the controversy because Gemini made a comment, and then I was like, "Do you think I'm an articulate idiot too?" And he was like, "No," but he had to ignore it. But you hit the brakes, you made a question, and now here we are talking about me.
It's called DNE, and we live by it.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
You're not
self-defined.
engaged. You can try to engage, but I'm here.
Why don't you just give us a recap of Divine, if you don't mind, brother? Recap of the recap. Recap of the recap. Anything.
I'm trying to get you to ignore man's sanity, but you're not going to do that. But you
Brooklyn, you're so far off. That is not what just happened at all. I was engaging with Divine and asking him about the dog conversation that we had earlier with the news.
Yeah, repeat that. What happened with the dog?
No, let's not repeat it. Since you think I was still talking to Manfinity.
You know you love to save the
But why would you say that when you're clearly not paying attention? You're not even paying attention.
Fell down a waterfall and was on the run for a week. And I thought his owner, I seen that story, didn't actually his owner fail, and they rescued the owner without finding the dog and went back to the location and found the dog still alive a week later.
Oh, wow.
So the owner actually initially fell down the waterfall. I don't know if the dog ever fell down the waterfall. I think the dog didn't fall, but the owner, this is the way I read it. Not good.
Was yours in Australia? This might be.
Yeah, it was not doubted because it was like in a real mountainous terrain, and it looked like it was a waterfall there, and they showed people scaling down to where the dog was located. It had to be the same, right? But what I read was, because I do remember this earlier, they said that the owner had failed. They rescued the dog to later on after they rescued the owner. Obviously, the human is priority. Then they went back a week later and rescued. I'm like, man, what was that dog doing to survive for a week? Got to eat. Why they kept him alive? I don't know. But I do remember reading that earlier.
Yeah, I mean, dogs will eat greenery just just hopefully not the wrong. Like my dog sometimes, when we take him out, he wants to eat the grass, and I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" But dog's great. Yeah, I did not know that. You know, I don't. But it's my daughter dog, so I'm still learning. But yeah, dogs graze.
Yeah, when they do graze, that's usually indicative of a nutrient deficiency.
Right. It make them shit.
Yeah, so there's something going on. Whenever you see them starting to eat grass, you want to check that out.
Yeah, he good now. This was a while ago. He don't do. Yeah, it's like.
Interrupt. I don't know if this is breaking news or matters to anybody or not, but I just saw an hour ago on Al Jazeera that Rubio says that he had driven Romania's lease of U.S. residency. Apparently, the United States has revoked the they were arrested on Friday night, the last night, and are being held in immigration and customs enforcement as the U.S. tries to get them out of the country. The statement is the Trump administration will not allow our country to become a home for foreign nationals who support anti-American terrorist regimes, the statement said.
What's wrong with your microphone?
Oh, did you not be able to hear that?
Your microphone is kind of dirty.
It's clear enough. Go ahead. No, just keep going.
Well, my interpretation of that is what they're saying is that if people start to speak out against the war, that they can take that as being aligned with Iran and then put them into immigration detention centers and take away their residency. And I think there's a lot of Iranian people, for example, in LA or in California, other places in this country, who are not necessarily supporting the Iranian government. So
Trying to restrain myself, but the room is not flowing anymore.
Has there been any updates on the pilot that they were still searching for? He's still
he's still MIA. We were talking about dogs. I saw a great reel this morning from Aaron.
What's the dogs? Talking about the pilot.
Oh, okay. I'll get on to the dogs. I thought we'd go back
I'm
to
just
the
playing.
nobody's seen the about the dogs to be oh no, it was just a really funny, positive reel that Aaron Parnas put out on Sundays. He does good news stories. It's a great story about these 10 dogs that somehow got loose, and they did like 100-mile walk, the 10 of them, to get back to where they were supposed to be. And they were able to get back to where they were supposed to get to by sticking together. It was just one of those real good stories that happened to have dogs in it. So I'm listening to the conversation. I heard dogs. Thought about that.
That's insane. 100 miles is insane.
So what about the pilot?
I was asking if they located him, but I guess he's still in Maine, which, man, if they find him, they be in the other side. But that's going to be a bad look.
What you mean?
They're going to hold him and torture him, use him for leverage, negotiate with him, you know.
Maybe not torture, maybe leverage.
They're gonna, they're not gonna, they will.
Maybe because America is dropping bombs on their country and killing their people. So
I was like, you keep saying that, like,
Why y'all gotta interrupt people? Because I want to respond. Maybe I want to respond.
Don't complete the story.
And I try not to. I try not to interrupt people. But when y'all interrupt, then y'all take over the conversation. So he's responding to me.
You were a little low, Elder. Could you repeat what you were saying and come a little closer to the mic, please?
Lady, I said she said, why would they want to torture him? I say maybe the fact that it's possibly because it's war and they're getting killed and they're bombing their people and they're bombing their children, so maybe they would have some kind of anger towards any hostage that they catch. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, for me, the reason why I was asking Gemini, they would want to leverage and not torture him. Now, I think if they weren't able to possibly get what they needed in the negotiation, then maybe that's when they would resort to that. But I would like to think that they would use that as a lucky charm. So.
Potential terrorists. But at the end of the day, I think you can get both. You can get both. You can get a 2-for-1. You can get a little torturing, a little leverage. You know, he's still intact. He got all his fingers to toes.
But I quote, Trump doesn't like people who get
He did.
He said against.
Yeah, he did say that on McCain. That made me so fucking mad, especially from somebody that dodged the draft. Like, what the fuck?
Absolutely. How can you talk and you touch the draft? You have no right to say anything. You call the man a coward for getting caught, and you didn't even go to war.
He's a
Take me there to Brooklyn. I mean, I'm not trying to get a war. You know,
Asking the question that has nothing to do with the war.
I mean, yeah, she could probably run the country. I mean, I'm not saying she can't. Why not? I'm thinking, but if you want my aunt, let's be honest. I think she would have a problem getting the respect of men because it's usually looked at as masculinity, and men would not give her. Let me just finish. Probably the other countries would not give her the respect because she's a woman, and they would think they could more. I'm not gonna say use the word, but they wanted to see it like a man. They when it comes to negotiation, there would be probably some problems going on.
But Brooklyn, to your point, aren't there other leaders of other countries that are women?
Only country that doesn't have had a woman leader. We're totally backward in that regard.
But then we're also seen to the world as one of the top countries. So it depends on what country. Also, you don't see that in Russia, and you don't see that in China, and you don't see that in North Korea. What I'm saying, you don't see that in Iran. You don't see that. And what they would say is some of the elite countries in the world. You don't
saw it in Germany.
I just want to be clear.
In the UK.
There's not 30. It's not. She's wrong. There's not been 30 countries that have had a woman leader. There's actually been 80. There's 80 countries that have had a woman leader.
Are you suggesting that a country can only be elite if it is led by a man?